Hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar on Tibanna and Tibanna Plus. My name is Matt Murphy, and I'm here with Simon Skinner, and we will be giving an in-depth demo of Tibanna and Tibanna Plus today. We're going to start by briefly giving you an overview of Tibanna and Tibanna Plus, highlight the features and benefits, and its security before moving into the live demo with Simon. If you have any questions, you can use your attendee control panel to ask them at any time, but we'll be answering the questions after the demo is finished. If you have any further questions afterwards, feel free to visit our website or email us at tibanna@bridgeways.com. So who is Bridgeways? We've been around for around 7 years now, developing management packs that let administrators monitor applications and systems, such as VMware, within their System Center Operations Manager console, allowing for more end-to-end monitoring continuity. We're also a certified Microsoft partner and one of the founding members of the System Center Alliance. So what exactly is Tibanna? Tibanna is a web portal that uses Microsoft System Center Operations Manager in the backend to provide you with enterprise-level monitoring no matter your size or structure. For those who don't know, System Center Operations Manager is an on-premise enterprise monitoring solution. Tibanna can give you some of the same capabilities as System Center Operations Manager, but it's a cloud-based SaaS solution, so it's a much more flexible option for companies. Unlike an on-premise solution, Tibanna can also be up and running in only minutes. Tibanna is also scalable. There is no limit to the number of endpoints, meaning no limit to the number of workstations, servers, or services that it can monitor. And it's a cost-effective monitoring solution because you can subscribe monthly to Tibanna based on your unique needs. So what exactly is Tibanna Plus? Tibanna Plus is a white label, dedicated version of Tibanna, which is ideal for MSPs and large enterprises. You can have your own dedicated SCOM console, granting you more control and customization capabilities to change what's being monitored based on your clients or your own company needs. So Tibanna gives you enterprise-level monitoring, features such as alert generation, computer health state monitoring, and it also monitors your VMware vSphere environments. Tibanna Plus can be customized to monitor anything that SCOM can currently be set up to monitor, and VMware, Oracle Database, InterSystems Cache, and any system or application in our current suite of products monitors. One of the most important features are the knowledge-based articles. Along with each article is generated, there's an associated knowledge-based article which identifies the alert, tells you what caused the alert, and how to fix the alert. And by the way, these knowledge-based articles were written by Microsoft or by our own internal experts in the case of the alerts referring to VMware, Oracle, and the rest of our suite of management packs. Tibanna and Tibanna Plus was designed with simplicity in mind. So as you'll soon see with Simon's demo, the user interface is very intuitive and simple, with alerts that are color-coded to show severity and graphics table summaries and so on. Plus we have a few other features, such as an integrated ticketing system. So if you don't have this implemented within your current environment, you can use the one in Tibanna. Or in the case of Tibanna Plus, it can be integrated with Service Manager. And of course, being that Tibanna is a web portal, there's permission-based roles, so you can control what people can see and do within the portal. Tibanna and Tibanna Plus use PKI and Microsoft security technologies, and the data is hosted by a world-class Tier 3 data center. The data center meets various certifications and compliances, and you can just visit our website's features and benefits page to download a brochure which goes into more depth on this data center security features. And now I will hand this presentation off to Simon, who will be explaining the architecture before launching the demo. And remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the questions pane of the attendee control panel, and we'll answer them at the end of the demo.
Hi, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Hi, everybody. So, yeah, hi, my name is Simon Skinner. I'm a Microsoft MVP and the Chief Architect at Bridgeways. So let's just have a quick overview of the architecture of what we're trying to achieve with Tibanna. So our Tibanna architecture actually spans over into a hybrid environment, into Azure, as well as being on-premise as well. So with Azure offering, there is a presence in North America and in Europe, in Asia. They're predominantly gateway servers. We also have some services running up there, but they're predominantly gateway servers. So wherever your endpoint is, it will have a local entry point for it to be able to connect to the main infrastructure, which is based in North America. We have a couple of areas we're not going to go into in great detail. One of those is mid-01. What I will say is that mid-01 is it's like an SDK that we've written that sits on top of Operations Manager. We've made Operations Manager so it looks like, as far as Tibanna is concerned, multiple management groups, multiple management servers as one. So that means that we can get around limitations such as computers of the same name, or we can get around performance limitations, because as a management group starts to have an impact by performance, it will then just start to automatically use another management group. So Tibanna, the architecture will be made up of multiple management groups. Underneath that, we're just relying on SQL technology. We're using SQL Always On. That's replicated to offsite, so we can get it for restore purposes, and the data warehouses sit on separate servers completely. So just generally, that's how we've kind of laid out the architecture. To the SCOM engineer, they're not really going to recognize the way that it's laid out. Everything is kind of controlled by an interface that we have, which is generally run by just purely scripts to make all the management groups roll into just one. So we're actually logged on to the bridgeways.tibanna.com. It's something we use internally just for demonstrations. For example, in a Tibanna, if you're using actually Tibanna, it will always be portal.tibanna.com. There is no difference in the way that it looks or it acts. It's just the URL will be different. So that could be yourname.tibanna.com if you have your own version. So we've just basically logged in. We've gone to the home page, and we can see that we have top tickets, top alerts. So as Matt had suggested that earlier, we have an in-house ticketing system, and I kind of want to talk about that in a second. But we've got our alerts. They're being brought up from up within Operations Manager, and we segregate them out to be errors or warnings. So if I go into the alerting section here, I can see my alerts. Yes, it does sort of render quite badly like this, doesn't it? I can see my alerts, and I can see the time that those alerts were raised. I can right-click on any one of those alerts. I could close it. I could, for example, click on the properties, and it will tell me what is wrong with the computer, or it will tell me exactly what the alert that would be in Operations Manager would tell me. It would be exactly the same information. Go to the product knowledge, it would give me the exact same information that I would get inside Operations Manager. It's just that now obviously we're getting it from a much simpler web portal. I could also close an alert if I wanted to. That alert, as you just saw, just disappeared. And I could also disable rules, or I could turn on maintenance mode if I wanted, which is exactly the same way as Operations Manager works. It would just allow me to be able to turn a particular service or a computer into maintenance mode. So, for example, if I just write in there hello, and I say I want it to be in there for a number of hours, I can save my change, and then that will put it into maintenance mode, and that's been replicated into SCOM, and then I've got the icon back here to say that that's now been put into maintenance mode. I could equally just turn that off as quick as I wanted to, and that's just for you guys if you want to stop an alerts coming through, because you've got that many alerts, you want to be able to stop a particular alert. You've got that capability to be able to do that. We can also see, for example, here we've got something that says ticket raised. Let's just have a quick look how we would do that. So if I click on where it says new, get a pop-up, it says do you want to raise a ticket? I can accept that. So then if I go to my ticketing, I can see that I've got my tickets raised here, and that will also tell me if it's been generated by SCOM or if it's a ticket that's been created by ourselves. So for example, if I click on to create a ticket, I could do that manually, so it's not SCOM generated. Now, I don't know if this is a good time to talk about this, but I'm going to anyway. We will be rolling out a new version of this portal in the coming months, probably less than 2 months' time, and a lot of focus is being put in on the ticketing. It was we'd originally put it in there to just give people some basic ticketing. Our feedback from our customers so far is they actually wanted to get more around the ticketing. So this whole section is kind of dramatically changing to become a much more effective ticketing system. So if I go back, I can see that I've got the extra ticket raised because it's now alerting me to that. And what I'm going to try and do here just quickly is bring up the SCOM console, because we're also talking about Tibanna Plus. So I can see that I've got my 3 raised tickets, and I'll do just for the demonstration, I will just delete one of those alerts. So, and then go back into the SCOM console, and I can see that that alert has, it's been removed from the SCOM console. And I can also see where I've got a computer into maintenance mode, that it's updated the SCOM console. So Tibanna Plus, what it allows me to do is you have your own dedicated environment. It's all based in our data center and based up in the hybrid environment in Azure, so you can have it spread across 3 different continents if you want to. And it means that you can operate from the Operations Manager console if you want to, and your clients could then be using the Tibanna portal up in the cloud. So you have a on-premise, as it were, and a cloud version of Tibanna. We will, how do you get the console? What happens is we actually use RDP. We'll RDP that down to your desktop, so it's a virtual copy of the portal. System's been working out really well. So we have had just about zero issues around that. So whatever changes that get made within SCOM will also reflect inside the console. So for example, if I just write something in here, and I go back into our console, I go into my tickets, I should be able to see the fact, maybe it was the other one I hit, the comment I wrote. It's not quite updated yet, but that will, nope, it's not quite updated. Maybe I didn't actually write one. Let me just do that again. I didn't actually see it pop up on the screen, so maybe I didn't actually get to write a comment. I think that the way my screen has changed its size, I'm not actually getting the full. Let me do it the other way around. That may be easier. Right. Just submit my comment. I can see my comment here. If I go back to my SCOM console, yeah, there it goes. It written it the other way around. But I can, so it means that I can update my tickets with inside the SCOM console. So if one of our engineers is working on something, they don't actually have to go to the Tibanna portal to be able to do anything. They just can do it in the SCOM console, and that will automatically get updated into the Tibanna portal. So let's go back into the alerting. I'm going to take that out of maintenance mode, turn the maintenance mode off. That's come out of there. Let's go back to my SCOM console, and it's already updated there within within the SCOM console. So there is this sort of play where you can interact between the two portals. So I'm not too sure. I'm not going to go into the whole thing about SCOM, but you can add in your own management packs. We'll also help you with our management packs if you choose those for services, as Matt alluded to earlier. We have the Oracle and we have the virtual or the VMware management pack. We also have some other ones around MySQL, something called InterSystems Cache. I'm not too sure if anyone's fully aware of that one, but it's something that's specific to the medical care vertical. And there are other management packs that Bridgeways offers, and we are also starting to deliver management packs for partners. So, for example, companies like eView with the AS400s, and we're in communication with some other companies to be able to deliver their management packs as well through a SaaS service. So let me go back into the Tibanna portal. If I go into, for example, a computer, I can also do the same sort of thing. I can highlight the information, and we can see that at the bottom, and it also will give me some more information about that. It will also give me any alerts that are generated around that computer. Or else I can put it into maintenance mode exactly the same way as I did before. Say I want to put it in for 1 hour, save my changes on a particular computer. It's already updated. If I go back to my SCOM console, go into my computers, I should hopefully see that it's already reflected that change. So again, we have that flexibility, and we could take it out of here as well if we wanted to, and that would update the portal. I'll just turn that off. Now I'm logged on as an administrator, so I have an option to delete a computer. If I deleted this computer, it would not only just remove it from within Tibanna portal, but it would actually then go and remove it within SCOM as well. So we've got scripts that will follow that all the way down. If we have a quick look at the charts. These certainly do improve in our vNext version. So if I add in here, I can see we've got some more charts. So I could have a look at the health service, or I could have a look at, for example, my logical disk, free space, idle time, transfer rate, disk queue, 3 gigabytes. So you can see that they kind of update pretty quickly. So I've got here for available memory, or I could do pages per second, and I could actually just highlight that by running my mouse in between two areas, and it would give me a much more detailed, if I want to do that over a day, and then I could particularly just take a particular area, it will give me a much more detailed breakdown. I could also do it over a year if I wanted to, and if I do it through systems uptime, again I could just utilize a certain area, and it will just filter that out as I'm running that across with my mouse, and you can see that that's acting pretty quickly. Now we've gone from days down into hours, and then multiples of hours, and it's just working pretty much off the same system. It's like Perf Monitor, but we're kind of getting the information in a ever so slightly different way to SCOM, just so we could speed things up. But as you can see, that there are some form of charting within inside the Tibanna portal. We can see that in the administration console, we have an administration home. Let's just talk about this for a second. So this does sort of getting an agent, how do we get an agent on? Because we are actually using a SCOM agent, although we put our own wrapper around the whole mechanism. What we're doing is that let me just bring it up here 1 second. We have a page that called setup.tibanna.com. If you go here, it will run through the requirements for an agent, but in fact we will take care of that for you. So you can set it up with a GUI, or you could set it up with a complete unattended installation. That also means the certificate, so we will completely take care of the certificates for you from our own PKI servers, which are based up in the cloud. So there's none of that you need to worry about. If you don't think that you meet the full prerequisites, we will take care of that in the installation for you to get the agent on. And then we can do this in one of two ways. We can either do it via going to the portal by registering. That will mean that we register our username and password on there, and then if we go to the setup using the GUID, in part of that GUID it will ask us for our email address, and then it will tell us what company we've been allocated to, and then it will import the computer after we've added in the correct password that we would enter to get into the portal. But if we want to script that, so we wanted to deploy that across hundreds of computers, then you can do that with some logon scripts. In fact, I think you'll find in here we have an area here somewhere where, here you go, it will tell you how to run all the logon scripts of how you may want to do that. That will run the file automatically for you, and then what you do is you just upload an Excel spreadsheet, import the computer names into that Excel spreadsheet, just list them in, import them here, and then that will automatically put them into the Tibanna portal as part of the authentication to start monitoring those machines. So in fact, even though the SCOM agent will be deployed, it will not be fully communicating until that it has been updated and entered into the SCOM console. Also in the administration, obviously we've got the user administration. Here we can add what a user is, what roles they have, if for example they're an administrator, and what visible companies. So you can have multiple companies. You can have two companies of the same name, which is what we're demonstrating here, but the contact email address is different. So because we may come across, or you may come across, companies of the same name. So it will allow you to do that as long as the contact email address is different, so we can identify that difference to make sure that the computers are always allocated to the right company. And by doing that, it means that if I tick this, it means that I can now see, I would now be able to see some additional computers if there were any. Let's go and have a quick look. No, there's just one at the bottom, additional computer that there was previously. Again, where we had the ability to do overrides, we have the ability here, had there been an override set, for us to be able to go back and undo that particular override. What we're doing is actually just disabling a rule, so it's similar to maintenance mode, but it's just a little bit more of a permanent thing. So it actually looks like I'm sort of beginning to talk too much. So if there's any questions, now's a really good time to be able to ask those questions. Okay, so that's a pretty good question. Currently, yes, we are still supporting Windows 2003. Even though the deadline for Windows 2003 is coming, or it may have even come, can't remember now. But we will continue to support that for quite a while. So that's going to be kind of good news to people. Let's see what other questions we've got coming in here. Sure. So, yeah, around the VMware, Bridgeways wrote the VMware management pack. So if you want to be able to monitor your VMware environment, what else do you need is the question I'm being asked here. Well, pretty much nothing out of what Bridgeways can already offer you. So there is a small installation that needs to be done at your end. It's just by running a wizard. It will pretty much take care of everything and allocate the amount of agents. You don't have to worry about licensing. We will take care of that for you. You can monitor as many as endpoints as you want to monitor. There is a cost to that. It's not a particularly high cost, and then that will monitor your VMware environment. Oh, hang on. Yes. Okay, so if you have clients that have multiple VMware environments, how does that work? It doesn't make any difference. It's still the same thing. It will still allow you to monitor as many as you actually physically want to be able to monitor. There is no known limit to how many endpoints you can have within the Tibanna portal. Let me just read that correctly. Yes, yes. If you want to be able to white label it, I think that was suggested in Matt's presentation. You can have it white labeled. That's really not a problem at all. It is possible for you to be able to integrate that into other ticketing systems. If it will accept notifications, you can integrate it that way. I have another question here. From a hardware aspect, yes. If you're on Tibanna Plus and you want to be able to monitor hardware, it's just an MP that goes into the Tibanna portal. So that's into the Tibanna Plus portal. So you can add any management pack in there that you see fit. So yes, to be able to monitor hardware, that's not going to be a problem. So I think we've pretty much answered all of the questions there are available. I'll just hang around to see if there's any more questions that are going to get asked. Yes, does it support SNMP version 3? It's not a limitation within Operations Manager. What you do need to be able to do though is you have to deploy a gateway in your environment for Tibanna to work with that. That's absolutely not a problem at all. So yeah, with a gateway you can have SNMP version 3. Okay, well by my clock I think we've just kind of made it to the hour, so I'll pass it back over to Matt, who will close things up. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for attending our webinar on Tibanna. I hope this was a good learning experience and that it sparked your interest in our products. Have a wonderful afternoon or evening depending on your location.